Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector version 0.96a-RC10, and this is the capital level demonstration for the Combined Arms Fleet Doctrine. So we have here is our capital levels ships here with a monitor. Now again, if we need to, we can always flood out more monitors. So, for example, this one, we have 115 up against 120. This is going to be a very one-sided fight, but still, if we wanted to, we could throw out some more monitors. We don't need to, though, so we're just going to see how this works. And what we're going to see is this onslaught is going to get overwhelmed fairly quickly, especially with all those longbows coming in. And so he's got some pretty much guaranteed damage coming on in, and the Paragon barely has any kind of problems at the moment. We have this Conquest, I think, if I remember correctly, coming on in, and well, he's going to have a pretty bad day pretty quickly if he doesn't, if he overcommits, because we've got all the missiles coming in from the Astral there. That's forcing him to keep his shields down so he doesn't get overloaded. Because if he does, he's pretty much just dead. Alright, the onslaught has come back in, and he is about to have the worst experience of his entire life. His entire short life. And the only real problem with Paragons in this respect is that they're kind of slow. This onslaught is focusing on trying to kill this monitor. Good luck with that. This one's trying to not die, and this Conquest is just getting bombarded by longbows at the moment. As you can see, once all the guns get active, these guys are not long for this world. That was a bad time to vent your flux, friendo. As you can see, he's pretty high already. He's going to have to back off now, and this Conquest is also going to end up needing to back off pretty soon if he doesn't want to just flat out die. He's already pretty low on hull, and down he goes. The monitor here is actually really powerful. The monitors are incredibly powerful. They have their Fortress Shield mixed with everything else allows them to basically soak just near infinite damage. So this onslaught is going to get wrecked, to put it bluntly. He made the mistake of charging. That wasn't a good idea. And now he's going to very slowly die. So this battle is pretty much over at this point. It's just the last great hurrah of Onslaught 2. Which I guess we can watch the longbows come flooding in if we really want to. And down he goes. So, what if instead... And you also notice that we didn't use a phase shift, mainly because this sort of loadout doesn't actually need them to cause any chaos. It's just powerful enough to win. It just sort of walks into the battlefield, says, yeah, me, and then everything dies. So it is incredibly powerful with what it does. Okay, so we saw what 3 capitals do, and they didn't do particularly well. What about the usual hard counter to massed capitals, which is the enemy shows up with a bajillion fighters, with a bajillion small ships, frigates, and such? What then? How well does it do against massed garbage? Well, find out. Let's see, that's 115. Oh, we have 5 more points to throw out there. Go ahead and do that. You know what? Just for good measure, let's throw some carriers out there as well, just to see how well it all works. Alright, so we've got quite a bit of stuff coming our way. Just make sure he is autopilot enabled. Yes, he is now, at least. Yes, go. Do. Alright, well, that's mostly dead hound. And he has plenty of point defense, so that's not really going to be a major problem. Now, the longbows, they aren't really going to be all that useful here. What they're primarily going to do is be a bit of a distraction more than anything for the small ships. And, I mean, their sabot spam can actually do quite a bit of damage, but predominantly it's going to be just the Paragon killing everything here. Because anything that comes within range and that doesn't have shields just sort of melts. And any fighters that come near the Astral are just going to get shot down immediately. Okay, there goes that mule. And we're going to just start seeing everything dying off pretty quickly. There goes 4 ships almost all at once. And yeah, that's a bad place to be, friendo. You better start running for your life. Alright, those bombs didn't do much. Any fighter or missile or bomb that gets anywhere near this Astral is just going to die. And, well, the Paragon doesn't have any hard flux, barely has any hard flux on it right now. So yeah, it's doing quite nicely for itself. It also just has tons and tons of point defense all around it. So stuff doesn't really survive all that long. But as we were seeing, I don't think any of our ships have taken any considerable damage. They've just been slaughtering everything that gets in their way. There's a Centurion. So yeah, we've seen how this works against massed frigates. And really, this fight is just going to keep going, and they're just going to slowly get whittled down until they're all dead. Because they're kind of just dropping left and right. Yeah, so that's just how this fight is going to go. There isn't, this isn't going to be a sudden turnaround. So, what else do you got? Wait, we don't need the Afflictor. So, what else you got? Well, what happens when we throw massed carriers at them? What then? Do they succeed? Do they fail? Let's find out. Yeah, let's just throw those in there too for good measure. Alright. Go on, guys. We have massed carriers now. So we're going to have just tons and tons of fighters coming on in. What's it going to look like? Well, these fighters are going to make the mistake of going within range of the Astral, at which point they will all mostly just get shot down. And that'll be that. No more fighters. The bombing runs won't do much to the Paragon, and, well, there goes our first enemy ship. But what about this moron? Well, he's making a mistake, because the Paragon has lots of EMP as well. What that means is that if his engines get turned off, he's kind of just dead. There he is dead anyway. And as we see, all of that damage just went straight into the monitor's shields, and it did absolutely nothing. And there's that sweet, sweet Fortress Shield, and that Astral clearing everything out of the way. As the Paragon turns its guns over here to this Colossus, and says, "You're dead now, buddy." But yeah, that's kind of how this works. These things are just absolute killing machines. The Astral makes sure that nothing survives that is a fighter, missile, or bomb. And the Monitor makes sure that whenever any of these ships need a little bit of breathing room, it's generally able to get it. But the main strength that all these carriers had against, well, our capital ships here was right in the beginning when there were more of them. At this point, it's just going to be a slow procession until they all either die or CR out and get chased down and killed. So, this fight is over. So as you can see, these guys are outrageously powerful when it comes to what they do well. Alright, that is the capital demonstration. Feel free to use that. Let me know how it works in your games, and I will catch you all later. Bye, everyone.